Good morning, esteemed guests. Welcome to day 2. I trust you had a restful night and are ready for another day of enlightenment and exploration here at the India Mushroom Summit 2023, presented by Milky Way Technologies Limited in association with the campus of Open Learning, University of Delhi, and Shahid Rajguru College of Applied Sciences for Women, University of Delhi. I am Akshita Sharma.
And I am Niyati Arora, your host for the day. Yesterday was a remarkable journey into the multifaceted world of mushrooms, and today promises to be even more exciting as we delve deeper into unlocking the potential of mushroom cultivation and navigating the path forward. For our first colloquy session for the day, the agenda is Inventions by Consultants. Today we have with us Mr. Sunil Verma, who is working as Chief Technical Officer at the Directorate of Mushroom Research, Solan. He has an experience of 29 years in cultivation of button mushrooms. He completed his master's in the field of horticulture from Dr. Y.S. Pramar, University of Horticulture and Forestry, Solan. He'll be chairing the session. We invite you to share a few words with us, though.
Good morning to everyone who are present here for this first session of second day. I'm grateful to Milky Way Technologies, those who have organized this particular India Mushroom Summit.
Thank you, sir. Our first speaker for the session is Dr. Arvind Rabba. With a distinguished academics background, Dr. Rabba obtained a doctorate in medicinal mushrooms from the University of Pune in 1994. Currently, Dr. Rabba serves as the farm manager at Food Corporation in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Under his guidance, the high-tech button mushroom farm has evolved into a phase 3 growing facility equipped with cutting-edge Christian machineries and a fully automated Fancom climate control system. Sir possesses a wealth of industrial experience spanning 28 years within the button mushroom industry. His expertise is vast and includes areas such as compost formulation, selective quick composting, block composting, and product quality assurance. Furthermore, his knowledge extends to spawn technology, supply chain, and quality assurance management, and the development of button mushroom satellite farming. He was also awarded the Krishi Gaurav Award in 2013. We are honored to have Dr. Rabba to share his extensive knowledge and experience at the summit. We look forward to a captivating and insightful session from Dr. Rabba. He will be joining us online.
Hello,
He's
am I audible? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Or
Yes,
can you
sir.
see me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Shall I proceed?
Yes.
So, good morning, all. Respected guests, business entrepreneurs, Delhi University staff, DMR staff, mushroom industrialists, students, and my friends. Welcome to the wonderful world of mushrooms. So I must thank firstly to the IMS team, especially my best friend Mr. Anurag Saxena, for taking this initiation and also giving me an opportunity to deliver a lecture on a very new subject for maybe the Indian farmers, that is phase 3 technology. It's not exactly a very high technology or something like that. It's a system. So one of the system, like we have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. This is a just modified, or you can say a upgraded system of compost. So before proceeding to phase 3 system, I would like to highlight something on phase 1 and phase 2 as well, because without knowing phase 1 and phase 2, it is very difficult for the Indian farmers or Indian owners, I can say, the company owners. So I'll just brief you, highlight you the previous phases of phase 1, phase 2. So there is another phase actually, which is phase 0. For me, it is very, very important than other all these phases. So I don't know the audience exactly because I couldn't see. So I came to know that there are very few mushroom farm owners or mushroom farmers, more of students. So I'll go in little detail about previous phases. I made one small PPT. Just show me the first slide, if possible. The organizer. Can you able to show me the first slide of the PPT? I couldn't hear anybody's, or if you are, I already shared PP to Mr. Manav. Let me also try from here. Yes, I think you are right. So next slide, please. This is the overview of button mushroom farm. If I talk about mushroom farming or mushroom growing, here it will be only a button mushroom cultivation. So in button mushroom, mainly you can see this more than 60% area of compost making. In this only, we have all the phases, start from phase 0 to phase 3. So this complete area is phase 0 start from preparation of raw material, mainly related to the raw materials and the formulation making. So this is phase 1, which includes pre-wetting, heap making and bunkering, and finally a phase 2 tunnels. Then it includes now the phase 3 tunnels. Then the next part is growing. And in this, it has not shown the casing and the spawn lab. Okay, move on to the next. I'll just brief you. Next slide, please. Okay, these are the phases. So students also remember that these are the just phases of compost making, not the methods. There are 4-5 very popular famous methods of compost making. So that is not this lecture part, but still I will just brief you. The compost methods are the very traditional, the long method, which is still very, very popular in China, where I worked for more than 3 years. So long method composting is still most famous in China, and most of the 50% of the world mushrooms production grows using this long method composting, which takes almost more than a month. The second method of compost making is the conventional rick method. That is also nowadays very few farms in India. They are making rick method composting using turners and all big turners. So the third method is bunker system. Bunker system is very popular all over the world, including India. Now almost all the farms, button mushroom farms, are making compost using bunkers. So the next fourth one is quick composting. Quick composting is a just R&D only, but some growers they are just making quick compost, but that is not proven. The final one is the liquid composting. Liquid composting is nothing but making a liquid spawn only, but that is also, it will take long time. So now move on to the main lecture part is the phases of compost making. So as I said, phase 0 for me, it is very important phase, because if this phase misses, then I really don't think the other phases are worthful, because when you start making compost without planning or without proper formulation, so you won't get quality mushrooms, sorry, quality of compost. So phase 0, I started my career with this phase only. In 1995, I joined as a quality control officer, and my job was to check all the raw materials, all the incoming raw materials required for the compost and casing soil as well. So I always stress on this part, because without quality raw materials or without testing, you cannot able to make a proper formulation. When you don't have proper formulation, compost formulation, how can you expect good quality compost? Then eventually you fail in the production, or you won't be able to get the required quantity of mushrooms per square meter. So always request the farmers to focus more on the phase 0, which is raw material, all the raw materials, incoming raw materials, because you check the quality, because we are not only making compost, we are making selective compost. There is a word in the button mushroom industry, it's a selective compost, not compost. Selective compost means we select all the raw materials, not what we get from the farming or from the suppliers. So also you should not underestimate the suppliers, because malpractices is everywhere. Once you start checking the raw materials, then only you will get the better quality raw materials. Then you make the best formulation. Then you will get the good quality, very active compost. Why I am stressing on this means this phase 3 is only depend on the quality of the mushrooms. If your quality is not there, compost quality is not there, then you forgot about the phase 3, which you will come to know in my next slides. Next slide, please. So, okay, as I was talking about the formulation, this is what the formulation, standard formulation one. Many big farms are following this advanced kind of automized formulation, compost formulation system. So what is formulation? You can see the best grower, he focus only on the CN ratio. Once he knows the CN ratio, what kind of CN ratio he's looking for that particular area, because this formulation again changes region to region, country to country. So many people follow on their own experiences. So to get this CN ratio, carbon nitrogen ratio, you need to have the figures in hand. What are those figures? You need to know the moisture content of all the raw materials required for the compost, and you need to know the nitrogen, carbon, all these mentioned factors. Once you get these figures, for that you need to test the raw materials, not testing from outside lab sometime in a month or in a year. You have to check eventually, regularly, check the raw materials. Then only you will able to make best formulation. So next, okay, these things, costing and all, this is another part. Good grower focus on the costings, because costing is also important for the farm, because what you are using, how much price, based on that one can adjust the raw materials, mainly the supplements are expensive, like DOCs. This is a supplementary, not mandatory raw material. If the cost is going high beyond your this thing, you can drop that one. So Okay, next one, next slide, please. So move on to, I'll just move fast because it's already late. So this pre-wetting pond, many farms have this kind of pre-wetting system in India as well. This comes under even phase 0 only, because one day before only we wet the straw. So this is a part of phase 0. So next slide, please. Many farms, they don't have pre-wetting pond, they just do manual watering, or some farm they put the sprinklers and all. This is the phase 1. Phase 1 has the open platform or even a covered shed where you can take out the raw materials, all the wet straw from the pond, and make a heap, or you can make conventional racks still. Then next slide, please. So then it moves to the bunkers. You can see this is the total wharf area. We call it as a wharf or compost yard. You can see number of the bunkers. Bunkers, you see, bunker is also one upgraded system, which was not there 20 years back, because you see, until 2000 there was no bunker system in India. I saw bunkers when I first joined Gulf Mushroom in Oman. Till then, there was no bunker system in India. So nowadays, this is also one upgraded system which has reduced the space, the compost space, and it has solved the pollution problem, also air pollution problem. So the next slide, please. Okay, now move on to the bunkers. From bunkers, it goes to the specially built tunnels. You can see that these are the tunnels. From bunker, it is moving to the tunnels for two purposes. In tunnel, mainly we fill half process compost, then it will get pasteurized in the tunnel, approximately 58 to 60 degree temperature for 8 to 10 hours. Then after that, the total duration is almost 1 week period. Then from tunnel, it moves to spawn mixing. After spawn mixing, in India generally we have bagging system. It goes to the straight way to the growing rooms. Now with this phase 3, there is a change. From tunnel to it goes to another tunnel for bulk spawn run. This is called phase 3 composting. So this will save time and the number of cycle duration of the growing rooms. I will let you know in my next slide. So next slide, please. Okay. So after bulk spawn run is not new to us actually. This is not a phase 3 is not a rocket science, I can say, but definitely this is a science, because okay, after phase 3 bulk spawn run, there is a big change. This only everyone wanted to know, especially the Indian growers, what exactly happens in phase 3, or after going through after using this phase 3 system, what exactly changes in yield and in the duration, crop duration. So this comes to the major part of phase 3 section. So after bulk spawn run in tunnel, okay, the tunnels are almost similar like phase 2 tunnels, not big difference. Only thing is that hygiene. Hygiene is, of course, you are adding spawn, then you are filling in phase 3 tunnels. So hygiene part is very important, because chances will be there to get contamination. If the contamination happens, you need to throw the whole lot. Whereas in bag system, you can still have chances. If some bags will get contaminated, then you can throw only those bags. But whereas in tunnel, it spreads. This is like anything. That's what this system, usually when you go for this system, hygiene is the utmost important. So so this is actually the very, you can say, hi-fi. Every phase 3 farm has this head filling machine. So with this machine, the growing rooms will get filled along with the casing soil, because we are already filling the room with spawn run compost, completed compost. Spawn run in tunnel, phase 3 tunnel also takes same duration of 14-15 days. So we are not exactly saving days either in the growing rooms or in the phase 2 tunnels. So what we are saving, what we are achieving is this part, because we are breaking the compost. The spawn mix compost we are breaking here completely, and we are filling in the growing rooms the bed system. This machine is designed for the bed system. Unfortunately, so far there is no machine, phase 3 machine, head filling machine for the bagging. That only we have to work on, because we have to use our own mind. We cannot change suddenly the whole system of Indian growing, because Indian farmers are very much comfortable with the bag system. So no one want to change the bagging system, because very few farms they are converting their farm into a self system. This is self system. So anyway, these are the big hoppers. There is the two hoppers. One hopper for the compost, that is spawned compost, spawn run compost, and another hopper is for the casing soil. And the two different conveyors for both the hoppers, compost and casing soil. It will get filled one time automatically, bottom compost and top casing soil. And this is fully automatic machine. It will adjust the height, it will adjust the quantity of the compost and quantity of the casing soil, and it will get filled. So the okay, there is I came to know that there is one more phase actually, phase 4. So we will not talk much on the phase 4 system. Phase 4 is, some farms are going using this phase 4 system as well. That is case run casing soil. Already case run casing soil they are filling along with the spawn run casing soil. So spawn run compost. That is phase 4. But first we focus on the phase 3. So what happens after filling this phase 3 spawn run compost into the growing room along with the casing soil, we see in the next slide. Next slide, please. For details of this machine, I have given the link bottom, and some videos are already there in the YouTube. You can go through it, because it will take time to show the videos and all. But alongside, okay, meanwhile, we have to prepare the casing soil as well. So this is also very important. Before 2 days, you have to prepare the casing soil and keep ready for the casing along with the spawn run compost. So there is one more video also. I will the link is not available, but I may share you later. Okay, next slide, please. This BVB, I have just taken the BVB slide of casing soil. There are so many other companies as well. Top Terra is there, Infotopus is there. But anyway, after filling, okay, this is the beauty of phase 3 mushroom growing. After filling the room, immediately we start watering. Okay, that is happening in phase 2 as well. So the only the difference between phase 2 watering and phase 3 watering is very interesting and very different also. So after filling, of course, those farms who use the imported phase 3 compost like we are doing here, we are using imported compost here. We are not making phase 3 compost here. We are importing compost from Holland, and we always store in the cold room. That means we fill little low temperature compost, the spawn run compost. So that will be less than 20-degree temperature filling, whereas the casing soil will be the cold one, or the ready one. So once you fill the room, the compost temperature will be definitely less than 20 degree. Then we wait for the required temperature of 25-degree temperature in compost. Once it reaches to 25 degree, immediately we start watering. Here we have automation system, sprinkler system, watering, everything is automized farm. So many you can many farm they do manual watering, even the watering trees are existing in other parts, other farms. So what watering changes is there means here we do only 2 day waterings, whereas in phase two growing almost 5 to 6 days watering. So this is one change. And here we water for the compost, whereas in phase two we water for the casing soil. We just maintain the water in the casing soil. Of course, there will be some water from the top because before casing we do some the Indian farmers they do some scratching of the compost to make leveling of the bag. So whatever the scratched compost is there, only that much compost, loosened compost will absorb the water. But whereas in this phase 3, maximum water is absorbed by the compost. In 2 days time, we water almost 25 liter per square meter. After that, we stop watering. We stop watering until the first harvest of first break and we second water we give during break only after first harvest completes. So this is the big change in phase 2 and phase 3. Whereas in phase 2, it's almost a standard procedure. We start watering after casing and we stop in between, then we do aeration, then when the pin starts, again we start watering based on the pin size. So we always water on the mushrooms. Whereas in phase 3, we never water on mushrooms. So this is the advantage for not getting the blotched mushrooms, and it will not carry any other diseases. It will avoid diseases, spreading diseases, because water also carries diseases during watering. So this is one thing. So whatever the water we do watering here, more than 60% goes into the compost. First day, completely we water only for the compost to absorb the water. So second day, it's for the both compost and casing soil. So we check how much water it is absorbed. Of course, there will be a control measures. So it should maintain, it should hold the temperature, compost should hold the temperature. Then only based on the compost temperature, we add watering. Okay, so this is the change. Many people doesn't know this thing because this is the beauty of the mushroom growing, where you can get the best quality and the best yield as well. So why best yield? Again, I will tell you because I think rather than rocket science, this is a pure science, because when you break the compost, the activity will be very high, the mycelium activity. So it will be difficult to control temperature also, because you should have atomization, fully atomization. So that care also one should take. And the second thing is with this phase 3, so you increase the number of cycles, growing room cycles, because you see generally in phase 2 system we start harvesting from 20th day to 21st days. But in this, with this active compost or high activity in the mycelial activity in the compost, so we start harvesting on 15th or maximum 16th day of after filling the room. So here also we are going to see we are saving 1 week time. So the total cycle time duration is reduced here 1 week. So if you are going for only 2 breaks in 30 or maximum 33 days, the total cycle period. So this way, minimum using this phase 3 system, one can take 11 cycles per room in a year. So this will increase the farm capacity, and also it will if you go for only 2 breeds, chances there will be less chance of disease. So generally phase 3 farms, they go for only 2 breeds, and in 2 breeds they get easily 30% yield. So okay, this I'm talking about only without supplement. Once the compost is supplemented, then naturally 35% or even 40% yield also you can get. So next slide, please. Okay, these are okay. After third or fourth day, you will get this kind of growth in phase 3 growing. Next slide. Comparatively a bit faster than the phase 2 growing, the growth of mycelium and even mushrooms. Okay, next, these are the pinheads. Then you have beautiful mushrooms for ready for harvesting after 16th day of room filling. Okay, next one. So what I'm okay, okay, you have best quality mushroom. Next slide, please. Okay, so one more thing I would like to highlight is the cleaning of the farm, inside corridor, inside the farm corridor, doors, everything, or surrounding the farm. The cleaning is hygiene and sanitation. So the growers should adopt GMP, good manufacturing practices for the pickers, their personal hygiene, farm hygiene, surrounding everything. The farm should be neat and clean. You can see this one is like a hospital. So this is very important when you go with the phase 3 system. Otherwise, you will end up with, because we have a lot of pressure, the duration is very short. Every month you are filling one, every month one room is getting filled. So hygiene is very important in this case. And the farm should have automation. Automation nowadays is not a big thing, because India also has developed automation system. I know few companies, they already developed control systems make in India. One can go for, I'm not disclosing anyone, but there are 5-6 companies, they already developed control system. You don't need to go for the Europe to buy the control system and all. It's one and the same. Okay, the next one. Otherwise, you can see the mushrooms can grow in a very conventional ways also. This slide is from the Nepal when I was working with the Nepal company. The people are growing or making compost even without platform also. Even today, they are making very RIC method, using some steel frames and making good quality compost. Next slide. So this is from China, open growing. They call it as open field growing. Believe me, I know means more than 60% of the world mushroom production is from China only. But yesterday, our DMR director Sharma sir told us that okay, more than 75 now. Okay, that could be because of now they are converting their farm into phase 3 indoor system. Because even today, I can say more than 50% of the world mushroom production is coming from this field. I have taken this picture. I was also shocked. I used to tell in my lectures in universities and industry. They used to laugh on me when in 2008, 2007. But that's the reality and beauty of China, because their climate is also favorable to grow this natural way of growing. This is button mushroom. I'm talking about this button mushroom. Under the cover, you can see beautiful button mushrooms. Okay, next slide. Now our aim is to make this very popular Indian system of mushroom cultivation, that is bag system. We need to work, or I request DMR team, DMR scientists to work on phase 3 system without disturbing our bag system. And it is possible. I know, I'm very much confident. I'm sure this is very, very possible. And I tried when I was in India last May, June, but it was a very short time. I couldn't follow that form for the results and all. But it is possible because, as I told, this is not a rocket science. Only thing we need to build a tunnels. Okay, that is mandatory because when one is to go for the bulk spawn run, you need to have a tunnel. But you don't need to buy the head filling machine because head filling machine is not suitable for this bagging system. So Indian farmers can build phase 3 tunnels. They can do bulk spawn run in phase 3 tunnels, then do normal bagging using machine or definitely using machine only, because when you do manual filling, again there will be a chances of contamination. So, but in that case, after spawn run, there will be a less chance of contamination because the machining will be very, stronger that time. So it will dominate the disease, but still has to maintain the hygiene and sanitation of the spawning area. So that phase 3 bulk spawn run compost can be filled in the bags, then shifted to the growing rooms. But again, one has to take trials. The trials can be done only for the enthusiastic mushroom farmers or DMR, because these trials has to be conducted in a very small room. Because there will be problems definitely. Otherwise, it's not that easy. And also, I can always say the easy business is not business. So one has to take trial, and DMR can conduct several trials this system, because there will be a high activity after breaking the spawn mix compost. This concept, spawn labs people, they know very well, because they do always shaking of the bags eventually to spread the spawn evenly inside the spawn bag. The same concept is here. When you break the mycelium, it will have a high activity, and it will increase the temperature, and that is the key factor in this system. So one can try. So thank you very much. If any questions, you are always welcome. I don't know, I can't see the audience. I can see only the distinguished guest on dais.
For sharing your insights with us.
Please use my mic, because I can't hear properly. They told me that there will be a network issue, but I don't know what is happening exactly. Any questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me.
All right. So, sir, there is one question from audience.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for phase 3, you said yield is 30%.
Madam, you can repeat the question, because I cannot hear the participant question.
I want to understand what the depth of the filling is. How much compost are you putting for this?
Hello?
Sir, were you able to hear the question?
No. You can repeat, madam. I can hear your voice only.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Abha. So, for the phase 3 compost yield numbers, with supplementation, it was around 35 to 40%, and without supplementation, it was 30%. So, I want to
Yes.
understand what the depth of the filling is for these numbers and how much compost are we filling per meter square.
Okay. That's all?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. See, this depth and weight of the compost will be same. Okay, there with supplement and without supplement, there won't be any changes in depth and weight of the compost per square meter filling. The per square meter filling compost will be approximately 90 to 100 kgs. This is a standard. But generally in phase 3, we always fill 98 kg or 100 kg per square meter. Okay, and weight. So that's the weight. Sorry, depth will be 28 inch to 30 inch, and weight will be 98 to 100 kg per square meter. So with supplement, it will just boost the yield. Nothing to do with the depth and weight of the compost. Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Is it clear for the participant?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do we have more questions?
Hi,
Yes, sir.
Doctor.
Sandeep, sir, go ahead.
You have very fantastic presentation. Thanks. Yeah, my question is the same compost if you take conventionally from phase 2 to filling beds or bags and passing it through phase 3. Is there any yield difference?
That is what we are looking for. This is the best question I can hear, because this is what we have to work on, Sandeep. Because phase 2 spawn run compost and phase 3 spawn run compost, there is no difference. Either you spawn run in the bulk chamber or in the tunnel, special designed, or in the room. I don't think there is a difference in
Any
spawn run.
study
So spawn
available?
run is spawn run. Spawn run in tunnel or spawn run in bags, it's a one and the same. That's the spawn run. That's why it takes standard time of 14 to 15 days. Here we are not saving any days. I already explained in bulk, in the specially phase 3 tunnels, we are not at all saving days or making better spawn run or something like that. The concept is, or the system is, only to break the mycelium before filling. That only changes everything in the reducing number of days in the growing rooms and the quality.
Yeah. One more question is, if time permits, like our
Yes.
compost moistures are naturally on lower side than what they follow in Europe. Up
Yes.
to, and this it takes a lot of moisture because the evaporation is high. So how we accommodate our type of compost for the phase 3? Because here you
Okay,
also
this is a,
replenishing a lot of water after you fill the growing room.
yeah. This is also okay, very important, because that's what I mentioned about the phase 0. Once you make the good, best quality active compost, then only this will shoot. This system will shoot to the phase 3 growing. Because once you have the weak compost, it is very difficult to sustain the temperature in growing rooms, even after breaking the compost before spawning. If the compost is weak, definitely you are adding lot of waters in 2 days. If the compost is weak, it will not retain the temperature. It will not hold the temperature. It will spoil the compost. This is the key factor. That's what I am suggesting. I am requesting DM or someone can, or you can take trials, few bags. Compost should be strong to hold water after watering, immediately filling. So
Okay, doctor. Thank
that
you.
is the key factor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions? Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Shall I leave? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Team. Thank you. Bye.
Our next speaker, Mr. Arun Gupta, is a prominent figure in the field of mushroom cultivation. With a background in microbiology,